Mike?
Yes.
You're 31.
Yes.
What's going on?
Well, first of all, I like your show. I think it's really great. I find it very interesting.
Thanks.
Yeah, I listen to it a lot whenever I can. But anyway, my problem is I'm having so much trouble just getting a date. 4 or 5 years ago, I was getting tons of dates. I used to work at Disneyland, and I would meet girls all the time until I got fired for sexual harassment, which is another story. And then I got hired at the Olive Garden, and I worked there for about a year.
Let me guess, got fired for sexual harassment?
I got fired for sexual harassment.
Oh, I'm shocked.
That's another story.
Shocked. That's a different story. That's those bitches again.
What were you doing with those breadsticks, Mike?
Oh, anything and everything.
My cousin Tony, he loves Italian food.
Yeah.
I've never eaten at the Olive Garden. I've just heard horrendous things about it. So.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
What have you heard?
Anyway, just
lots of food, just not lots of yummy. That's all I've heard.
Oh, I know. And then I went to Tony Roma's and had problems.
Sexual harassment?
But I didn't get fired. And then I was still getting dates, but not as many. I've had 5 relationships.
What's your question?
Well, wait a minute. I want to know where else he's gotten fired from for sexual harassment.
I got fired at Lucky's for it.
Sexual harassment at Lucky's? Hey, if you can't proposition at a gal at a place called Lucky's, where can you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, if I were still working at Disneyland, I'd be getting dates, but I'm not. I'm not working at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Because they're under 14, they don't really acknowledge what's actually happening.
Let Lucky's. Let me tell you, I always shopped at the Lucky's growing up because we were poor. I want to kill myself every time I walked into that Lucky's. You go into Lucky's, you want a banana that you can eat today? It don't exist. You actually have to fill out an order form for banana, and within 3 to 6 weeks, one will be shipped to your house that you could potentially eat within that month. Yeah. Oh, man. I want to kill myself whenever I go into one of those places.
But Mike, this pattern here, you have a problem with women, obviously.
Pattern?
Well, I've had 5.
Come on, Drew. He's only had 5 jobs and 5 potential sexual harassment suits.
Do you think that most people have sexual harassment accusations levied at them?
No, not most people. No. I mean, I've also had 5 relationships. 1 in 1994, 1 in 1995, 1 in 1996, and 2 in 1997.
Well,
5 people broke up with me.
Yeah.
There's something wrong, Mike. There's something wrong with the way you treat women. Something very... What?
Mike?
Yes?
We can hear in your voice that there's something up with you. And
women sense that, too.
Chicks are catching on to this.
Well, I would sure like to know what it is. I mean, I'm a very nice guy.
You don't treat women nice.
How did you get all the sexual harassment cases if you were such a nice guy?
Okay, well, the one at Disneyland complained that I was calling her too much. Now I know better than to call someone.
Okay, and now what about the one over at the Olive Garden?
She complained that I was looking at her breasts.
Okay, and what about Lucky's?
She complained that I was always hitting on her.
Nice rack.
14-year-old, actually.
And now, what was the next place?
Olive Garden?
I think we got to the Olive Garden.
For Lucky's. Fired at Lucky's in 1997. Now I do accounting for...
Tony Roma's, I think he got canned for. What happened to Tony Roma's?
Oh, I didn't get canned there, but I was just having complaints being levied against...
Okay, well...
For doing what?
For talking to them too much.
Do you see how non-attuned you are to women? It's like you have no sense that they exist as a person.
Hold on.
They're just these things you sort of...
I can't tell if Mike is kidding or not because it's so blatant and bizarre.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike?
Yes?
Are you on any medications?
No.
No? Has anyone ever asked you to consider going on any medications? No. But you understand that the life that you're leading is sort of directly attributable to your actions. I mean, you're not just getting fired from job after job or turned out for date after date by coincidence. There's obviously something you're doing that's bringing that on yourself, right?
Yes, well, I'm not getting fired anymore. I don't...
Oh, okay, but...
I work a real job now. I do accounting.
Okay.
Mike, you're defending it already.
Mike,
you're not even taking responsibility for what you've done.
You have some serious issues here, brother, and people are just responding to them. That's all.
Okay.
Do you think this is a coincidence?
No.
Okay, so let's establish, you sound like a nice enough guy, although a little crazy, but let's establish that whatever it is you were doing wasn't working.
Right.
It was offending women. It was scaring women.
Right.
So let's work on doing something differently than what you were doing before.
Okay.
And I think part of it could be toning it down a little bit, maybe not being so aggressive.
To who these people are and what they want, what they're feeling. Okay?
Yeah.
They're people, right? Women, people?
Yes.
Okay, with lots of feelings, and those feelings need to be acknowledged.
Lots of feelings. I got more feelings.
They're more than Mike, certainly.
Yes.
And they need to be attended to, and that's what you sort of tune into when you're interacting with somebody.
Right.
And see if that doesn't create.
10 girls gives me the cold shoulder now.
What's that?
9 out of every 10 girls I try talking to.
Good. I'd like to talk to the one that did give you the time of day. I'd have her committed immediately. I mean, Jesus, Mike, you're a piece of work. You got to get some therapy. You got to work on yourself a little bit. You're not ready to date right now. You got some issues.
Health club that's training me at the health club, and I pay him $200 to go out with him for him to teach me how to get girls. But so far, the gains that I've made from that have been de minimis.
Mike,
this is insanity. If half of what Mike is saying is true, that is just,
it's like wild.
I don't know. Most of the callers I suss out pretty good. Mike, I can't get a handle on. I don't know if he's BSing us.
No, I think it's real.
Or he's kind of BSing himself.
He is just living in his own little world.
Wow. I got to get me one of them worlds.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in my own big world, but I like to get a little world. I like to live in my own world like Mike. You know, you never know what's going on. Yeah. People just fire you from job after job. You don't quite feel it. You know what I mean? You're like a dog. You know, when you step on the dog's tail, the dog doesn't know whether you were walking down to get a glass of water or whether you're punishing the dog.
Yeah, right.
You know, all he knows is like, hey, I got my tail stepped on, but that's okay because you rub his head and he's happy again.
Yeah.
I want that kind of life.
Oh.
What do you mean? I think Mike's twice as happy as we are put together.
Yeah, but the outcome isn't quite there.
I don't know.
If the outcome were there, he would be.
I think this guy should be paying Mike $200 to teach him how to live. Mike has to get some therapy.
You know, he should be in a group session this week. Actually
group?
see how humans react.
Mike, therapy.
It's like he's been raised in a
by hyenas.
Yeah.
Who felt each other up.